Yellow! A lot of people are feeling controversy with the knee Aljamain Sterling took. They're saying he should win an Oscar for his acting, but here's my argument against that. It doesn't matter. And there's a specific reason as to why it does not matter. There is no utopian rule. There is no one rule that's always perfect. Every rule can be exploited, but if you don't have the rule, what will happen if you don't allow this rule to take place? If you don't allow people to use the rule to their advantage, what will happen? If there is no rule, especially in a context like this, what can you do to someone who's downed with knees over and over again? What can you do to that person? It's not like a punch. It's not like the small bones of your hand cracking someone and causing a flash knockout. Your knee is much denser. If you know how to properly throw it against a downed opponent, you're subjecting them to a mini car crash against the dome over and over again. And what does that mean? It's not just a knockout at that point. You could end that man's career or worse. There's a reason as to why certain moves are illegal. They have to be illegal, and even if that means exploitation of that rule, it still has to be illegal. There still has to be a rule in regards to it. There must. Because if there is no rule, the repercussions, the consequences of not having that rule far outweigh the exploitation of that rule. And that's the reality. It is the same with punches to the back of the head. That's why you're not allowed to punch to the back of the head. Even if you've seen, even in this card, fighters accidentally take punches to the back of the head, there's a reason why you still have to make it illegal. You cannot intentionally strike someone to the back of the head because the moment there is not a rule in place, people will target it. Punching someone on the brainstem is a completely different story. And just imagine, with no rule in place, taking someone's back, you're not going to go for a choke anymore, are you? You're not going to go for a submission anymore. What is the point of going for a choke that they're fighting effectively when it's much easier just dropping elbows to the back of the head? What's the point? There's a reason why rules are in place. There's a reason why the rules have to exist. Because the cost of not having them far outweighs the exploitation of those rules. Even if he gets the lightest tap in the face, if he chooses not to fight after that because Petr made a mistake and he broke the rules, that's Petr's fault. It has to be. I didn't like that. I actually thought Petr was going to win this fight. And I could see that happening as the fight progressed. That's how Petr usually starts off his fights. He starts off a bit slow. He starts getting his timing. His opponents start to slow down. His shots start to accumulate. And he starts snowballing into victory in the later rounds. That's usually how he fights. And that's what I saw happening. But the moment he threw that knee, even if anyone says Aljamain Sterling deserves an Oscar for that performance, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it does not matter. Whether he's concussed or not, it doesn't matter. Because if someone is in that situation, the risks of not having the rule in place, that is a completely different story. That is when you can either end their career.
That is definitely true. I shot in on TJ and, I was on all fours. He was sprawled out and he kneed me on top of the head. After that practice, I was concussed. And that was my first concussion. And it just kind of, kept happening from there. And
I personally believe that having the rule is important, even if it means people can exploit it. And so, if he even lightly tapped him in the face with a knee, that never would have hurt anyone. It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. It does not matter. It's noble that Lionheart Smith did not take the belt doing that. But at the end of the day, in order for the overall health of the sport, it just doesn't matter. Because having the rule is more important than the possibility of exploiting the rule. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, peace.